It's almost 2024, so you know what that means. The NAMM stuff from Martin from 2023 is finally here. We've got 2 customs we're going to show you, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. You want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag, and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, where we will record new episodes at some point here soon.
That's like NAMM.
It's like NAMM, not available maybe May, or in this case, November.
Yeah.
NAMM.
NAMM. And just in time for us to go back to NAMM.
Yep.
And a little over a month.
That quick? Yeah, well, a little over a month, I guess so.
Yeah, where we'll be picking more stuff from Martin. We finally got the stuff that I picked last year, or this year, I guess.
Yeah, this year coming in before the next year. It's nice NAMM will be back in January.
Yeah.
You know, through a whole pandemic and all sorts of changes. It'll be fun, but nevertheless, they did finally arrive. 2 very cool NAMM exclusives from the custom shop.
Yeah, that was the thing. So much like Taylor, you know, with the Catch event, you go there. It's a much more limited selection from Martin. They usually have about 7 or 8 guitars, and you can kind of look through and see. They're in the booth, so if you're going to NAMM, unlike the Catch event, you can kind of look and get a preview. And then if you happen to see one of us there and you really like one of them, you can say, hey, pick that one because I want that. But some of them are one-offs where you can't, you know, you enter into a lottery as a dealer, you can try to get that one, and somebody out there will get it.
Yep.
And then these we entered in for. They weren't one-offs, so even though we didn't win the one from the booth, which I think is kind of cool because we get a brand new one that's not being played by a bunch of people.
Breathed on by the masses.
Yeah, by the masses. But we elected to get these 2 built. They're kind of similar, very, very different though. This one that Chris is holding might look familiar because it was also at NAMM the year before.
That popular. Very cool guitar. So similarities we should hit on first, and then we'll talk about what's different. But they're both featuring Koa, right?
Yeah, we're in Koa Town right now.
It's Koa Town, all the way from Hawaii to tropical Pennsylvania.
Yeah, the perfect kind of pairing right there. But yeah, so I've got an all-Koa. We got a spruce Koa. Since we did have this one before, I feel like the guys in the custom shop want to make this a model.
Trying to get to stick.
Because I have seen it there at the factory too. Like they really love the inlay. They like the overall build and the tonal, you know, kind of profile of this guitar, the wood pairing, the appointments. I think this is kind of like a favorite of those guys, and that's why they brought it back again this year, or, you know, for 2023. But over here, got something that is really unique that you don't associate with Martin typically, which is an all-Koa 12 fret 00 that is super pretty and super cool.
This kind of reminds me of a slack key guitar.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it needs to be in dadgad and play some cool Hawaiian music.
Yeah, total Hawaiian vibe from Pennsylvania. But yeah, all solid Koa, and then it's got 45 style rosette, antique white binding, herringbone, purfling on the top and on the back strip. Both of these, because I guess we have to identify this now, have genuine mahogany necks.
Genuine mahogany, genuine.
Genuine, yeah, it's my pony kind of vibe. But yeah, they're kind of similar in that way. They've both got the 45 style rosette. This one's inlays.
Offset snowflake.
Yeah, which again, I think that's like their favorite thing right now. They're really excited about it.
It's cool. So. It's kind of traditional and not at the same time, traditional and modern because of the placement of them and the stylization of the snowflake. And I think this particular Dreadnought represents something that we seem to get a call for a lot, and something that goes in and out of Martin's standard lineup, which is a Dreadnought with a cutaway and electronics. And this is about the least intrusive way of doing that. You've got your standard Dreadnought shape, but you've got electronics, but no controls in the sound hole. It's just a Fishman Gold Plus that you can, preamp out of. So you're getting, a lot of the aesthetic looks. You're getting a lot of the functionality, and, a lot of just features that people often call up and go like, "Hey, does Martin make this?" And generally the answer is not really, unless you want to go custom. It's not in their standard lineup. So here you go. Here it is again.
For a custom Dreadnought with a cutaway, I mean, we've gotten a lot of, yes, we can do it, it'll take a year kind of quotes. So it's cool to have an option that's in stock right now.
Is this Sitka?
It's Sitka, yeah.
It's a really nice top.
It is silked out.
Medullary lines.
I love the medullary lines.
And the Koa is nice. It it's got some nice what is it? Chatoyancy. Thank you. I wanted to say chamoyancy just because I'd love like a snow cone right now.
Yeah, let's get a mangonada right now. But yeah, they do, they react well with the light. This one's got some flame in there and a lot of good coloration. I like that one's rosewood bound. I think that's always great with Koa, right?
I agree.
That's what we did on our customs, and I like that. But then
this works really well too, particularly with the overall aesthetic. Like maple would be cool, but the ivoroid with the herringbone, I think, is a nice choice.
It's a good look. Obviously, since it's a 12 fret, got a slotted headstock with the torch inlay.
You and I were just talking about how much the torch inlay is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good look. Squared off, slots. Everything on this guitar just kind of fits for a very fully formulated style. None of it is just like, oh, that would be kind of cool. It's going after a look. I like that, both of them got the volute on headstock, and they got the stamp, CF Martin stamp. But they sound,
that way you know what you're playing. From behind.
Obviously, if you can't tell.
You can't tell, and I can't see in the sound hole from here, so I really got to look up. See the stamp.
But both very, very cool, and while they have similarities, they are wildly different in sound. So let's take a listen.
right, there you have it. Very cool guitars. Cooper, thanks so much for playing them. Not bad, not bad. You've been practicing.
Thank you so.
So, really, really cool guitars. I really dig this one. Like you said, there's an adhesion to the design and idea behind this guitar. And it reminds me, and I'm trying to place it, I have seen like some historic slack key guitars that were very much like this.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've seen round neck guitars like this, and I've seen I've seen a guitar, and I'm trying to place what it is that looks just like this, but it's a square neck, for slide. This is killer. I dig it.
That was the one, like walking into the booth. That's the first one I saw. I was like, well, that's a given.
Yeah,
'cause that's
that one's coming home with me.
Coming.
Yeah.
But it's nice. I would expect that would be one of the ones that was one-off, but it's nice that we got to order that one. I think the one I can remember that was this is one of one, was a Cocobolo Addy Top one. It was beautiful, but this is so much, like, we could make that. This is kind of design that it's cool to kind of get inspired by and see that it's something that they're into, and it's not always just real. I mean, this is traditional in a way, but not real Martin traditional.
It is. It's a very traditional Hawaiian style guitar. And like I said, often it's slack key, it's dadgad. Tuning down with this and playing in a lot of those, or even open tunings, would be a lot of fun. And I really like the sound that you get with, all-Koa's got kind of this tubbiness to it, with that compression and that mid-range. And when you make it like this in a 12-fret format, it's very cool. If you're ever curious about the placement of a bridge on a 12-fret guitar and how it relates to other builders, you can just take a look at how much space there is there. Just, top tip for you.
So with that guitar, Koa top, the nice compression, tubbiness you're talking about, nothing brittle or biting to the ear.
Right.
Really nice. And then I don't know if you could hear, there was a certain thing when I hit the last chord, the harmonics that kind of rung out. It was a really rich kind of sound. On the other hand, this is just nice, powerful Dreadnought, and it's great for a lead player that wants to play a Dreadnought and get the big sound. Obviously, bass on this guitar was the biggest thing.
Sure. But what's cool about a setup like that is it's kind of like a D18 with a bit more treble.
Yeah.
Because mahogany and Koa are like simpatico, but Koa gets a little bit more sun. So, it's a little bit brighter. There you go. And so I always think, this kind of a pairing, a Dreadnought, Koa, spruce, it's a great flat picking guitar.
Yeah.
It's really crispy, but it has some of those things that mahogany generally doesn't. And so it's like mahogany plus.
Hog plus. Both very, very cool, and really looking forward to seeing what we get from NAMM this time next year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I have
this time
next year. I have a feeling.
Tune in next December for what we see in about 6 weeks.
What did we order these in April last year?
Yeah.
So that's a little bit better of a turnaround time than I think they were quoting, because they got built to order and they said a year, and it's about 8 months or so.
Well, and let's be frank, I don't want Martin just churning stuff out, right?
Take your time.
Take your time, make stuff, make good stuff.
But the cool thing is, you didn't even know we were getting these, and now you don't even have to wait. They're here. And
we waited for you.
Yeah, we did the waiting. We did Tom Petty, waiting is the hardest part.
It is.
But the playing is the easiest part, because they're playable and they're lovely. But yeah, full specs and everything. On our website, all the photos. If you want to see more photos, close-up stuff, reach out to us.
I love the torch. That's so cool.
Love a good torch.
Awesome. Well, if you're new to the channel and you happen to like cool stuff like this, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos so other cool people like yourself get to learn about them as well. Don't keep it a secret just because you want all the stuff for yourself. That's what I say.
Yeah, come on.
So anyways, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.